Hey everyone, it's Blurred Dad, back with part 3 of the collection tour for 2023. We're starting off with the galaxy far, far away, and we're going with Star Wars. Starting out with a selection of my ships. The ships are characters too. We have, of course, the Falcon, the Razor Crest, Star Destroyer from the sequel trilogy, the First Order TIE Fighter, and from the classic OT, we have one of the TIE Fighters. Moving down, we have my Mando shelf. We have my personal favorite, the OG Durasteel Mando, and followed by the Beskar and Grogu. I learned a valuable lesson with this one. I went with the original version rather than going deluxe, but I decided for any future releases that have a deluxe, whether I use those accessories or not, I'm going to go deluxe. Just to have those extra options or the accessories, that makes a big difference, especially with this particular character. That Camtono, the extra Grogu, those could have been some really nice accessories for this particular shelf. But to accentuate it, I also have an assortment of the Black Series characters to go along with it. I'll probably get one or two more, including the Cara Dune, because right now that's the only representation that we have of that character. And despite what people may say about the actress, I like her portrayal of the character. So who knows, maybe in the future we may see a comeback either with that actress or that character, but only time will tell on that. Moving down, we have what I call my deal shelf. Empire is my favorite Star Wars movie, and this is my representation from one of the moments in that film with the face-off between Lando and Boba Fett with Vader. We have the Hot Toys Boba Fett Deluxe, along with Lando from the 40th Anniversary Collection. And even though this is not the Empire Strikes Back Vader, this was my first Vader. It's a sideshow. This is the Deluxe Return of the Jedi version. In all honesty, I can never tell the differences, but it's Vader. And that's all I needed, and I really like this figure. And this was a very good addition to my collection. So this is part 1 of my Empire tribute, followed by, which was my runner-up for figure of the year, Snowspeeder Luke. This figure is fantastic. He just pops on the shelf and looks great from any angle, and I'm super happy to have him in my collection. Standing alongside him is the Sideshow R2 Deluxe. I really like this. They look great together. And when Hot Toys releases their R2, I'll probably pick that one up, but I'll keep this as a great companion piece and potentially put him on a future Star Wars shelf. And of course, since this outfit goes well with both the X-Wing and the Snowspeeder, these two from the back in the day, the Star Wars Action Fleet by Micro Machines, was a great addition to add to this shelf. I think it looks great. And rounding out what's remaining of my Star Wars collection, and also from Empire, we have Bespin Leia. She's rocking Lando's blaster, just to add a little action to her pose, along with the Sideshow 3PO. Perhaps in the future, when Hot Toys gets their hand on this particular version, we'll see a die-cast 3PO. Only time will tell. So there you have it, folks. This is my Star Wars shrine, shall we say. I'm pretty happy with it. Once again, we have Mando, we have Lando, Luke, and Leia. And you see a little bit of Trek there with Star Trek Discovery. So hopefully in time we'll see a Bespin Han and a Chewie. Now moving over from one galaxy, we're going to the 23rd and 24th centuries. Here at the top of the case we have from Playmates their little 3 3/4 collection from the Star Trek Kelvin timeline. Hopefully X06 will do these characters justice. I know the JJ series was somewhat controversial, but I enjoyed them. I found those movies to be entertaining, and I'll take Trek whenever we can get it. So next we're following up with Captain Picard from Star Trek First Contact. This was my first X06 figure, and definitely not my last. He's standing guard against the Enterprise E. Now this is the Diamond Select version of the First Contact Enterprise E. There are a few variations, slight on the design of the ship, but I think this looks really good. I'm sorry that I missed out on the First Contact data, but I know X06 has a few other versions of data in the pipeline. So when the next one comes along, I'm going to go for that. Next up, right now, this is kind of a placeholder in a way, but I am waiting for my Captain Benjamin Sisko to stand next to his location of command, Space Station Deep Space Nine and the USS Defiant. The Defiant came from Eagle Moss, and this Deep Space Nine is from Playmates. I got this at my local collectibles shop, mint in box. I couldn't help but open it up because I love Deep Space Nine. It's my favorite Star Trek series, and right now, just waiting on Captain Sisko to stand below his beloved space station and starship. Following Deep Space Nine, we have Star Trek Voyager, and we have Captain Catherine Janeway with our iconic cup of coffee. Gotta have that to start her day. Followed by the holographic EMH, portrayed by Robert Picardo. Along with the figures, we have their Starfleet gear, pad, phaser, tricorder, and phaser rifle. In the future, I plan on adding at least one more character to complete a portion of this line. Who knows, with the quality that I'm continuing to see from X06, I may try and complete this whole crew. Everything's looking good so far. And last but definitely not least, we go back to the original series in one of the more iconic episodes, Mirror Mirror. We have Mirror Spock, followed by what is definitely one of the most spectacular head sculpts I've ever seen, Mirror Sulu. He was my recent pickup, and I am so stoked that I have him in the collection. I even traded a couple Marvel Hot Toys to add him to the collection, and I have no regrets about that. Following up, just to have some representation from Star Trek Discovery, I did pick up the Michael Burnham, as you see here. I'm considering picking up Mr. Saru to at least complete the Discovery lineup in its current state. As to whether they will produce any additional characters, that remains to be seen. As to whether I'll pick up any more, that's also to be determined. But there you have it. We have from the original series, Discovery, we have Voyager, DS9 on the way, and definitely Star Trek The Next Generation in full representation there with Captain Picard. More to come, folks. Once again, thank you for checking out this video. Looking forward to producing more content for my channel, and I hope you all have a great day, evening, night, wherever it is you may be. So live long and prosper, and may the Force be with you. Thanks for watching.